The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TVWan News. I'm Mary Silla Kelaton.
And I'm Tracy Pa. Join me later for all the sporting details.
In this edition, opposition concerned over rise in law and order issues, a resurgence of African swine fever in the highlands, and government supports affected business houses.
Alternate Prime Minister Rainbow Paita is calling for better intervention to stop the rise in law and order issues in the country. Paita, through a press conference yesterday, said the rates of petty crimes and violence against women and girls is increasing and is causing fear in the community where people feel they are not safe to move around freely.
Ethnic clashes, petty crimes and violence against women and girls are common crimes among others that have become a norm in Papua New Guinea. This has prompted members of the opposition to come forward and talk about it, highlighting the impact of this issue and calling on the government to make better interventions to address them. The alternate Prime Minister Rainbow Paita says imposing strong penalties, strategies and policies are some of the interventions the government must consider to address this issue.
Major law and order problem in this country, and you cannot continue to make promises, announcements after announcements. Promises will not save lives in this country. You look at the rates in petty crimes. You don't have to look far. Go to Gordon's Market. It's unsafe. It's unsafe. That's what it is. It's unsafe to even live within Mosby. Just imagine the outskirts of our country.
Paita said lack of police support is one of the factors that is contributing to the rising law and order issues, something the government must also consider to uplift the standard of police in the country.
District police stations, fix up the barracks, fix up living conditions for all the police living. Now you go.
He added that if law and order is not properly addressed, consequences will be high.
I'm starting to see is that we are not dealing with law and order. And if we don't deal with it anymore, it's not a question of a law and order problem, it's an existential issue in some country now. If you may not deal with them, gun trade, all these other things are happening. And these are real issues, not just for opposition to speak about it. Government needs to start making actions about how it's going to deal with law and order.
Member for Abau Pukatemu joined a call by Paita for the government to intervene in addressing law and order in the country.
That the issues of law and order be addressed with positive actions, real actions.
Meanwhile, Paita said law and order issues will only be solved when the right people are put in place to address this issue.
It's a team. You need to have the best team to be working together.
Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
Pangaea in Southern Highlands Province has reported a rise in the death of pigs this week, with one council ward recording more than 50 deaths. While the swine fever alert is still active, villagers could not determine the cause of the deaths and have requested for urgent help from the National Agriculture and Quarantine Inspection Authority. Agriculture officers from the district arrive at the site today to carry out initial assessments. When initial report will be submitted to Nakia before officers from the Highlands Regional Office are deployed. People in the Yalibu Pangaea district have been informed that ASF has been fully eradicated and there are pockets of infections and reinfection in some parts of the Highlands region. Nakia is calling on people there to adhere to simple biosecurity measures like restricting movement of pigs between communities, districts and provinces. Communities have also been urged to practice good hygiene when handling pigs and not to consume the meat of dead pigs. A new 10-man single barracks will soon be opened in Medan province. The facility is established at the DCA area in Ward 8 of Medan Urban LLG to boost police manpower. The new facility is fully funded under the Community Initiative Program of AR Pacific Limited, a timber company operating in Medan town. AR Pacific Limited is supporting police efforts in curbing law and order issues. The office of the Medan governor is also assisting in this project. Governor Ramsey Pariwa visited the new single barracks last Sunday, June 30, along with the Medan PPC Acting Superintendent Robert Paiam and Provincial Rural Commander Inspector Peter Gorek. The new 10-man single barracks is fully furnished with beds and showers and kitchen facilities. The barracks to be opened in a couple of weeks' time and will be occupied by 10 new recruits. PPC Paiam thanked the timber company for its contribution in police efforts in Medan town. A pig farmer in the South Wiru LLG lost 4,000 kina in 3 days following the death of a pig he bought for 4,000 kina from neighboring East Pangia LLG, where scores of pigs have been reported dead. Unaware of a resurgence of swine fever, Roy Magalia bought the pig on Sunday, 30 June. When he visited the pig house this morning, he was shocked to find the pig dead in its pen. Sadly, his other pigs also contracted the virus, and a pig valued at 7,000 kina is already showing signs of ASF as Roy prepares to accept his plight.
When I'm bleeding there, look, news. Now?
A pig blow you yet?
A pig blow me yet.
Oh.
This is a pig, yeah. Miss house, school feed ball, pig in or Kaikai, sa walking mouse, sale pig and walking mouse, a pig and one of the people something low, people islands. So, because of Lugati, kissing 4,000, 3,000, people learn 5,000, 6,000, and go some. Lo Takuru, the Gosam, Lo Talibico, Mele, Gosam, Lo Hispanic, over the pig die. So now, Lo South Virus LLG, and me start now. So, me go awareness, Lo William, and close to go in a Kermaya. Because we got good road, so number of people walking, Peter O'Neill. So people go close to Kiko Kerma, go William, William goes in, I'm going to my awareness and establish some people me also some now, MDI so people must look at Nalet in the middle of no car pig go come bright price of me one M. With a pig, you wish I'll go past, so no car not pick up on the lap, and Tabu because people me die.
A new bypass road will be ready to connect Porgera Pila district and the rest of Enga province in 2 weeks' time. This is after parties, including relatives of those buried in the Mulitaka landslide landowners of the bypass road project, the Enga provincial government and other parties, including Works Department, reached an understanding last week to open up Porgera with road connection.
The road access to Porgera was cut off following the landslide in May that claimed many lives with properties destroyed. After weeks of geotechnical work and negotiations between different parties, agreement was reached for work to commence to create a bypass for traffic to start flowing and was signed with the cutting on a ribbon on the 27th of June.
Long day 27, time me 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Me cutting. Thank you, Drew.
District Administrator of Porgera Pila, Jerry Maku, in cutting the ribbon, thanked everyone and particularly the affected communities for allowing road works to begin.
Upset Porgera stop. Emo line blue you me. Line blue you me Mulitaka. So big bla bagara politim now. Na me amma so sem you bla give him this grand long government must go ahead and give him road na you bla giving me amma.
Enga Provincial Administrator Sandy Saka also thanked the leaders of My Mulitaka LLG, village elders and the villages for realizing the importance of accessing Porgera with a road to transport fuel, food and other supplies.
to sustain mine operation and more than 150,000 people in the district. Currently, fuel to the mine is being pumped from the disaster site, while food supplies are being airlifted on choppers to the mine. Saka said the PNG Defence Force Engineering Battalion from Igam Barracks in Ley had already started construction and covered almost 1 kilometer in 4 days. The total distance for the bypass road is 3 kilometers. Technical officers from the National and Enga Provincial Works are also on site, assisting the PNGDF to fast-track the construction. New Pogra Limited Country Manager Carol Elai thanked the Enga Provincial Government, led by Governor Chief Se Ipatas and his administration, for working tirelessly to come up with an understanding to construct the bypass road to allow the mine to transport supplies to sustain operation. Ruth Rungola, TVWan News.
You're watching TVWan News. We'll have more stories after the break. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
Quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Welcome back. It was a colorful Friday at Medan's Tourism Cultural Bureau. Adults and children gathered for the Art Splash fundraiser event for the flood-affected people of Ramu. The day was organized by the Tumbuna tribesmen in collaboration with Arabaka LLG, Caritas Medan and supporting partners who have taken the lead to assist the affected communities of the Ramu River region.
The people in Upper, Middle and Lower Ramu River areas and stretching into the districts of Middle Ramu and Bogia had been severely affected by heavy flooding since November 2023 to date. There's been little to no assistance for the past 10 months. The Ramu River people are currently in dire need of food, fresh water, medicine, cooking utensils and clothes.
Wara bagarap in place block simwara, bagarap in place block make him garden, bagarap in wara where all man's drink. Na this la sing out long ibin come but come reach him plenty man Mary. Now currently all good side lo samplaka in heavy in terms of health, plenty sick develop antablo disla bagarap. Na two all schools si pass, all picking no school, all staff natin plenty, all kisim all go through malnutrition, picking no akai staff go angry and pass away.
Tumbuna tribesmen made the event fun for families while they raised funds for a much bigger cause.
Some big heavy way all people doing me antablo ramu been go through. So one time this la mipla sit down na mipla come up ting mipla bungi mogata boys na mipla decide lo making one plakain setting one plakain platform or somewhere all organizations can come. You side you got bell or give him, you can come, you can give him. Na Yumi Ogata can help him online Loramu.
One resident came along with her children to enjoy the day. She brought some paintings and later learned about the plight of the Ramu people. Pamela supports the call to everyone to support the cause, and more so for the authorities to respond to the impact communities. The Heart for a Cause event featured jazz music, splash painting, paint balloons, live painting, cartoon photo booths, paint dots, face painting, spray painting, and contemporary music. There was also a donation pack set up for people who wanted to donate items as well. A bonus to the cause were the fine paintings, which were sold for as low as 1 kina. Parents and children lined up to purchase several at a time. There were also auctions for donated paintings, while live paintings were done during the event. Sales from the event raised an estimated 1,700 kina. Pledges were also made, while some residents donated in kind towards the cause. The Ramu appeal is ongoing, and any contribution in cash and kind is welcome. Donation can be given to the spearheading committee of Bismarck Ramu Group. Tracy Pa, TVWan News.
SP Brewery opened its second state-of-the-art wastewater treatment plant at its Lay Brewery on Friday, June 28. The new facility was opened by Morbid Governor Luther Wenge despite the heavy downpour in the city.
SP Brewery opened its second eco-friendly wastewater treatment plant at its Lay Brewery on Friday, June 28. Morobe Governor Luther Wenge officiated at the event in the presence of the First Secretary to the Minister for Conservation, Motsi David, the Morobe Provincial Liquor Board, SP Brewery management and staff. Speaking at the event, Managing Director Ed Wigmans outlined that the wastewater treatment plant plays a vital role in safeguarding water resources and the environment by mitigating the harmful impact of untreated wastewater.
Without proper treatment, this contaminated water can find its way into rivers, lakes, and groundwater, posing serious threats to both the ecosystem and human health. By removing pollutants from wastewater before it is released into the sewage system, these facilities play a critical role in ensuring the availability of clean water for current and future generations. As Lay and other centers in Papua New Guinea grapple with increasing water-related challenges, the importance of these plants in maintaining a functional balance between industry, human needs, and environmental sustainability cannot be overstated.
Speaking on behalf of the Minister for Environment, Conservation and Climate Change, First Secretary Motsi highlighted the grave concern of waste management issues throughout the country, saying the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change is addressing this by making changes in the policy framework. This includes the push to finalize the National Executive Council submission for the Outstanding National Waste Management Policy 2023 to 2032. He acknowledged Water PNG, the Lay Chamber of Commerce, Lay City Authority, the Morobe Provincial Government and other stakeholders who had collaborated on the waste management policy. Motsi further commended SP on the opening of its second wastewater treatment plant. The first one was opened in Port Moresby in September 2023. Governor Wenge voiced similar sentiments and further expressed that citizens should drink moderately. He then cut the ribbon to officially open the new plant before guests were taken on a tour of the brewery's facilities. Salome Vincent, TVWan News.
Complex and challenging are land ownership issues in Papua New Guinea. Today at the 2024 PNG Resources Week, Department of Petroleum and Energy, Mineral Resources Authority, a team from Santos and the Australia-PNG Economic Partnership presented lessons from landowner identification according to the organizations they represent. Two of the CanConex PNG Resources Summit facilitated discussions surrounding the session topic, Lessons from Landowner Identification. From the energy and mineral sector, Kevin Gamenu and Moses Mambu highlighted the learnings and way forward for their respective sectors.
Under the laws, it is also mandatory that equal rights are given to clans who don't agree. And they have 28 days grace period to go for judicial objection reviews.
MRA's Moses Mambu emphasized that it is the responsibility of project developers and the government to do more in developing mechanisms to facilitate and address landowner issues. In presenting a developer's perspective, Santos Vice President and Community Affairs Francis Cabano and Legal Team Lead Molly Sumbuk highlighted Santos' experience in landowner identification.
Now, with the first stage of the process, mediation, this is where parties themselves in their local communities, in the village setting, will utilize an agreed local person to assist in mediation of whatever land dispute they have.
Local knowledge is important, but if it's being changed, influenced by money, let's think again. Where are we headed?
Cabano and Sumbuk emphasized the importance of Santos knowing landowning clans, leadership and customary boundaries, and especially engagement with regulators every step of the way and security mitigation and legal intervention to protect and maintain operations. In line with the presentations on landowner identification lessons, APAP's David Towa highlighted the partnership's focus to assist in Papua New Guinea's efforts to achieve sustainable growth and lifting the standard of living for the nation's people. Towa highlighted APAP's baseline survey and its early findings.
Resource governance is introduced and strengthened at a local and subnational level. And if local capacity, networks and avenues for dialogue are supported with a focus on transparency, accountability and participation, and if we have the support of all stakeholders, and as Moses from MRA importantly says, we engage landowners and civil society early in the process, we will achieve the desired outcomes of better livelihoods for more Papua New Guineans.
8 business houses in Port Moresby that were affected by the January 10th riots were issued the second payment of support from the government yesterday in Port Moresby.
Of the 8 business houses affected during the January 10th riot, 6 received a second payment of support from the government. One of the business houses received 2 payments, which brings a total of 7 checks being issued. The receptions were Bismillah Holdings Limited with 9.2 million, Papindo Trading Corporation Limited received over 900,000 kina, Pyron Holdings Limited received 2 million kina, Tango Limited received 1.9 million kina, Pacific Pest Solution received 90,000 kina, Dash Bash Enterprise Limited received 2 payments, 1.8 million kina for debris removal and cleaning, and 74,000 kina in wage support. Hasha Enterprise Limited and CBL Limited were not available to receive their checks. Chief Secretary to Government Ivan Pamliu said 50 million kina in total was issued by the government to assist the business houses. So far, half of the 50 million was used. Pamliu said they have been processing salaries for employees at 500 kina per employees since the riot. Pamliu acknowledges the business houses that have taken the initiative to start rebuilding their businesses without waiting for government support.
There have been some companies, and we do acknowledge them, who have said that we will do our best to rebuild, to acknowledge them for picking up the pieces themselves, but we will provide all the support they need in terms.
Financial Controller for Papindo, Bear Hotilaho, said the company is making progress of opening by September of this year.
Rebuilding, and so we hope that as soon as we can finish, because we understand that this community needs a store.
Meanwhile, the general manager for Bismillah, Naimur Rahman, said the company intends to rebuild their business starting effectively next year.
We serve the community with exceptional value, next generation security to its customers, members and the broader community. Our vision is to be a genuine partner in PNG's nation building.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2600 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2525 US, $0.3764 Australian dollars, $0.2276 euro, and 40.52 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, copper, palm oil, and crude oil closed higher. The rest closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TVWan News. We'll have news from abroad when we come back. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
Digicel Business. We help grow your business with secure, reliable, and cost-effective ICT solutions. We will manage your technology so you can power your vision for your business with the best solutions to offer. Accelerate your business growth with Digicel Business Cloud Solutions with cloud platform services, disaster recovery as a service, and backup as a service. Talk to our cloud solutions experts today. Digicel Business. Better solutions for better business.
At the PNG LNG project, we are proud of our long-standing partnership with the Kumuls, as they represent the hopes and aspirations of so many Papua New Guineans. Rugby league is more than just a sport. It promotes our shared values of leadership, teamwork, respect, personal integrity, and excellence. Lessons learnt on the pitch carry on throughout life and go beyond serving ourselves.
Welcome back. In news abroad, the Australian government has more than doubled the cost of student visa fees for international students, prompting outrage from student representatives who say that the price hike will drive potential students to competitors. From July 1st, the international student visa fee has risen to $1,600 from $710. The federal government said the additional revenue will help fund initiatives in education, including cuts to graduate debt, financial support for apprentices, and the ongoing implementation of its migration strategy. Phil Honeywood, CEO of the International Education Association of Australia, told the ABC that the announcement was the last straw for the international education sector, which has already suffered from a slowdown in visa approvals. Honeywood said this will heavily impact the relationship with Indo-Pacific neighbors who rely on Australia to deliver world-class qualifications to young people. A year-long federal inquiry into diabetes is about to publish its recommendations on how to combat the worsening epidemic. An estimated 2 million Australians live with diabetes, which can cause complications including heart disease, kidney failure, and amputations. MPs and doctors have been considering whether wearable health tech would be part of the solution.
Edwina Murphy has been living with type 2 diabetes since she was a little girl.
It was at the age of 13, I think, 13 or 12, and being in and out of hospital for years.
Edwina has to constantly watch her sugar levels using a finger pricking device.
I used the pricker for about 5 years, I think. I don't know, the reason why I don't use the pricker is because it hurts.
But a new kind of sensor technology has changed her life.
It comes in a small yellow box, has a plastic needle, like it won't hurt. Just clip it in and then connect it to your phone.
They're called CGMs, short for continuous glucose monitoring devices.
They measure what the tissue sugar level is, and they measure that every minute, and then you can put it into a graph and see what's happening over a period of 14 days. We can see enormous benefits when people begin to use CGM, and as they use them, they actually begin to change more and more their behaviour, and we get better and better outcomes.
That could mean changes to diet, exercise, or medication. These sensors cost anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a year. Edwina and many like her could never afford them.
It is a very expensive technology, which is why it is an equity issue, that if it's not subsidised, the young people that I look after would never be able to pay for it themselves.
The federal government currently subsidizes CGMs for people with type 1 diabetes, but more than 85% of Australians living with diabetes have type 2.
If we do open up the CGM technology to everyone with type 2 diabetes, it would be cost prohibitive in the short term, looking at, probably over $1 billion.
One proposal to bring down the cost is a staggered approach.
I can see a role for CGM to be used intermittently, say subsidised maybe for 1 month in 3 or 1 month in 6 even.
Diabetes is an ever-increasing burden of disease, our largest burden of disease, and is costing an absolute fortune and is only getting worse. So we have to do something dramatic to make a difference.
The inquiry is set to publish its report tomorrow.
Australia's life expectancy has fallen for the first time since the mid-1990s. The decline is unmatched, and a male and female born in 2020 to 2022 can still expect to live on average just over 81 years and 85 years respectively. But Australia's population is aging, with more people living with a chronic disease and spending more time in ill health. Health economist Dr. Martin Henshaw says the COVID pandemic has had an impact in the decrease.
They're not big decreases, and they are much smaller decreases than we've seen in the rest of the world. But it's an important reminder that life expectancy can be impacted by other factors and sometimes can be forced down, or clearly in this case largely due to the pandemic. COVID is very clearly the driver of this in Australia and elsewhere, both clearly direct COVID deaths, but also some of the sort of indirect impacts that COVID had. But yeah, COVID really has driven this. The fall in life expectancy is not itself because of the ageing population. In fact, obviously, if ageing means living longer, then obviously ageing and increasing life expectancy go together. It is true we have more older people, but it's not, in fact, this life expectancy fall is very directly because of the COVID impacts, but absolutely most COVID deaths were among older people, that is true. In Australia still, the leading cause of death is cardiovascular disease, so that's really heart disease and strokes together. So that has been decreasing, but it's still out very clearly in number one as the main cause of death. And moving away from the life expectancy question, the very important figures they gave us about chronic conditions in this report do unambiguously mean more people with more chronic conditions will lead to more demand on the healthcare system, and that really is going to lead to a need for more resources continuing over time. The key, though, is we really have to get the right resources to give people the right care, firstly to prevent these chronic diseases in the first place, but then to really manage them well. And that means really investing particularly in primary care to give people the personalised, coordinated care that they need, and really just regarding investment in the healthcare system is an investment in people's health and being clear about the need to do that. Biologically, we know that some individuals can live well past 100, so there is a school of thought which said, you know, with ideal conditions, why couldn't life expectancy keep on going up, you know, to some point, that there probably is some natural limit, but we're not there yet. However, I think what's more important is that we know in some other countries, particularly the US, life expectancy actually fell for several years in a row before COVID, and that was really due to factors like economic inequality, drug overdoses and things, and life expectancy in the UK had been stagnating because of austerity and cuts in the health service and social care. So the real thing to focus on is that the choices we make have impacts on future life expectancy, and if we want to keep life expectancy increasing, we need to keep investing in keeping people healthier.
Fiji's Registrar of Political Parties has announced the deregistration of former ruling Fiji First Party on Monday, 1st July. The action was taken under Section 12(4) of the Political Parties Registration, Conduct, Funding and Disclosures Act 2013. The registrar said on 30 May 2024, Fiji First was notified to amend its constitution to include provisions required under Schedule 2 of the Act. She said the party was given until 4 p.m. on 28 June to make the necessary amendments. As the party did not comply, Fiji First was deregistered, effective immediately. Following this deregistration, Section 21 of the Act prohibits various activities related to the party, including summoning meetings, attending meetings in any capacity, publishing notices about meetings, inviting support for the party and contributing to party funds, or giving guarantees regarding such funds. A Talanoa session expected to be held later this year would see Pacific Islands Forum leaders coming together in a collective position on seabed mining. Cook Islands Prime Minister Mark Brown, the Pacific Islands Forum outgoing chair, told the media in May that one of the outcomes of leaders meeting in Rarotonga last year on the issue was a Talanoa, a Pacific discussion process with all forum member countries. The discussion will aim to address the concerns of countries that have a stand against any activity in the seabed, but also to hear from those countries like the Cook Islands and others who have a vested interest in seabed minerals. Brown said that the Talanoa is expected to take place in the second half of this year. Puna, the former Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General, said each country has a sovereign right to determine its position on the issue. We bring you a heartwarming development from East New Britain province, where the community of TVWan is reaping the benefits of a newly implemented rainwater catchment project. This initiative is part of World Bank's broader Rural Service Delivery Project, or RSDP, which aims to bring essential services to remote areas. TVWan is a ward in the Balana Taman local level government in Rabaul district of East New Britain province. For years, its community comprising 6 zones has lacked basic services like clean water. The community has now initiated a rainwater catchment project through the Rural Service Delivery Project and is set to benefit nearly 200 households within the ward. TVWan Chairman Bernard Ruben recently spoke with RSDP about the significance of this sub-project.
Time we can say, we can lining. Okay, this is how we set up a profile, this is how we do it. This is also, me too, we lining some. We look at this line first of the time, so any bringing people in present come back inside no community of and I'm so me really person. Or leaders of the all Bahamas. They'll be satisfied. They'll be satisfied with such a project that the first time in come inside no.
Apupul United Church in the Nakanai district in West New Britain is officially a new circuit of the United Church in Papua New Guinea. A dedication service was held on Sunday, 30 June at Apupul village to celebrate the elevation. Member for Nakanai and Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke participated in the service and congratulated Apupul United Church for becoming a new circuit in West New Britain province.
The Apupul United Church in the Nakanai district of West New Britain province has been elevated by the church leaders to be a new circuit in the church structure. Member for Nakanai and Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke thanked the church leaders for the vision and the decision to establish this new circuit, as it will bring all people together. The newly established circuit will also be hosting the National Synod in the coming months. Mr. Maneke says the district will work closely with the church leaders to provide basic services to the church.
We got this big plan mass because a ministry lo record lo church lo yumi. Lo yumi so this la sino dem come up lo ya and by so him lo history lo yumi lo church also. Apupul second or hosting first synod lo West New Britain region.
Minister Maneke has also urged the people to put God first in everything they do in order to see changes in their lives. With many people abandoning their faith, he urged them to return to and support the work of the church in the community.
You know that not la road, but you can be able to something more heavy inside the place where you mean. You must have one time lo church. Church you only mean finish the long time you come. So now today, you know, people man and Mary or Christians, you must have a strong church so that you can guide in future people man and Mary, at the same time too, all picking
United Church Elder Reverend Francis Rupen acknowledged the support and commitment from the Nakanai District Development Authority and called for unity among all the congregation of the church in order to see the church grow and expand its services to the community.
All people love me, no can play, no can dream. You know, time of making calcan. You know, more time of cal. It is time you move. Make use of this law. Resource where God give me, or God give me. I love the quotation of our governor, Sasindra Mutuwa. Emsato, let us invest. Investing money in Salo. Something where Rastem in another Bagarabim. And that is human capital. Investing money goes a lot of education, no training, no picking name.
Freddie Moe, TVWan News.
That ends the news segment. We'll have sports news with Tracy after the break.
when you're spending time with family. When you've got a big day ahead. When you have given it all you've got. When you're putting on a feast. That's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Digital Business. We help grow your business with secure, reliable and cost-effective ICT solutions. We will manage your technology so you can power your vision for your business with the best solutions to offer. Accelerate your business growth with Digital Business Cloud Solutions with cloud platform services, disaster recovery as a service and backup as a service. Talk to our cloud solutions experts today. Digital Business. Better solutions for better business.
At the PNG LNG project, we are proud of our long-standing partnership with the Kumuls, as they represent the hopes and aspirations of so many Papua New Guineans. Rugby league is more than just a sport. It promotes our shared values of leadership, teamwork, respect, personal integrity, and excellence. Lessons learnt on the pitch carry on throughout life and go beyond serving ourselves.
Open nets.
Welcome back. Port Moresby's famous netball club of all time, Telstar, is preparing for its 50th anniversary in October to commemorate the achievements the club has achieved, both on and off the courts in the last 50 years. With over 20 premierships wins beside its name in various competitions in Port Moresby, Telstar's netball club has decided to bring together those who have been part of the team over the years.
Telstar's Netball Club founder Veito Diro and club president Mona Lisa Leka announced on the weekend that the netball club will be commemorating its 50th anniversary come October, as it marks a significant milestone. It will be a proud occasion for the club to celebrate the number of players they produced at the representative duties as part of the PNG Peppers, the titles they have won in the Port Moresby netball competition, and even more, the long-lasting friendship they created in sport. Diro said it is great the club has survived this long and is even more fitting to celebrate the milestone. She acknowledged those who stood up and supported the team over the years, those who are part of the club today, and those who have gone before them. Diro also thanked former members who had left to join other clubs, saying players have come and gone, but the club remains tall as shown by the number of members. Leka confirmed that the club membership has risen in the recent years, which is indicating that the club is always growing. Diro concluded that they are planning to invite all testers throughout the country. They still have contact with them to attend the anniversary. Some from the outside provinces are keen to attend the anniversary. Some testers from the outside provinces are keen to attend the anniversary.
The Southern Region Smart Start New Kick Youth Competition concluded on Saturday, June 29th on a high note at the Murray Barracks Oval with the grand finals for under-13 boys and girls, under-15 boys and girls, and under-17 boys and girls. It was a family-oriented fun day for junior AFL from various participating schools, teachers, parents and guardians, and the staff of AFL, PNG Development and Academy Pathway Program. The day ended successfully with the presentation of trophies and individual awards to participating teams.
Despite the late start to this year's youth competition, the Smart Start New Kick program again finished off on a high note on Saturday. It was 8 teams competing in the boys and girls divisions for under-13s, under-15s and under-17s. In the under-17s boys grand final, Junior Kokofas, led by captain David Serama, were a class above their opponents, Tokorara Secondary, and looked unstoppable, going on a scoring spree from the opening 2 quarters. By halftime, it was already a blown-out scoreline, with Kokofas well over the 50s. Newcomers Tokorara, looking down the barrel, did not shy away though, and kept in the fight until the end. They managed to score 18 points against a more experienced Kokofas outfit, majority of whom have benefited from the New Kick development program. Kokofas captain David Severe, after scoring his hat-trick of 9 goals in all 4 quarters, was not overwhelmed by the occasion, saying he's done it before, but happy and thanked his boys for the great effort.
So I do me see because me play club game and me can't play also under 17 and me see me confident all boys league boys all know all come on tap me help him all over come on tap ken I'm not going to tap ken no senior club ken I'm not challenge play ken I'm not looking forward lo August lo Kens na November upcoming travel number. Yeah.
Southern Region PNG AFL New Kick Development Officer David Topani, who umpired the main under-17 boys grand final, commended both teams, especially Tokorara Secondary first-timers in the New Kick program, for putting up a brave fight against Kokofas that have a lot of players coming out from the New Kick Academy program. Topani made mention of Kokofas captain and man of the match David Severe, who's a product and a good example of their development pathway program.
I think the Kokofa managed to get the win because this huge number of academic kids been part of the Gordon's Kokofa junior teams. Alan Severa's elder brother, he's been part of the program, both of them, and also all the kids across the program. So the Gordon's Kokofa was picked full with lots of talent, and also the current academic kids have been part of the Gordon's Kokofa, so they managed to get the win at the end of the day.
Topani thanked everyone for making the event a great success.
This year's season, I've seen a lot of interest from parents. They've been putting a lot of effort into getting their kids being part of the program, make sure they attend the program and make sure they got all the documents and all the stuff that FFPNG development team needs. So well done parents to be part of the program and pushing the kids to the next level with their footing. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to our partners, major sponsor Paradise Foods, for being part of our program all across the country and supporting the program to reach next heights. So thank you Paradise Foods and Smart Start Biscuit for their continued support.
Gary Longwood, TVWan Sports.
The Paiam Corporate Volleyball Competition Season 5 continued with intense matches during the second finals on Sunday, June 30th. Teams across the men's and women's divisions showcased their skills, battling for a spot in the next stage. The new final format of do or die, with no second chance, as forced teams to perform at their best. But the teams with good coordinated play came out on top in Sunday's match.
The Women's Plate and Cup quarter and semi-finals came down to the wire, for most teams with a few showing dominance on the court in the 5 sets play-out. In the Plate quarter-finals, BPNG1 emerged victorious with a 3-2 against GIS. A close match fought down to the net. This places BPNG1 to face Department of Works and Highways in the major semi-final to determine who advances to the preliminary final. Credit Corp secured a clear victory and meets ANZ in the major semi-final. SB Brewery and Hilton Hotel will face off in the semi-final to determine who meets Fire Services in the major semi-final this Sunday. In the men's plate quarterfinals, CPL2 beat Censorship 3-1, advancing to face SB Brewery in the semi-final. The match between Digicel and Tisa was hard-fought as Digicel took home the win by 3-1. Digicel now takes on the Aussie Highcom to determine who will advance to the preliminary final. In the Women's Cup play, Forest Authority outclassed Data Corps and BNBM secured a win in a nail-biting finish, defeating Brian Bell 3-2. Coming up fast on the sets is Digicel, who outplayed Dantos. Digicel goes to meet a strong Pomgen outfit this Sunday in the major semi-final. Susan Oreape, TVWan Sports.
The Papua New Guinea hunters showcased resilience and determination as they held off a fast-finishing Ipswich Jets side to secure a 28-22 victory in round 16 of the Hostplus Cup. The thrilling encounter took place at the North Ipswich Reserve in Ipswich, Australia, providing fans with an action-packed spectacle. The hunters' early dominance was crucial, setting the stage for a hard-fought win that moved them into the top 8 on the ladder.
The Hunters came out strong with Alex Max making a significant impact by scoring quick tries in the 5th and 9th minutes. Valentine Rigid continued the momentum with another try in the 13th minute, giving the Hunters a comfortable lead. Finley Glare and Judah Rimbo added to the tally with tries in the 25th and 34th minutes, respectively. Jamie Mavoko was consistent with his conversions, successfully kicking goals in the 6th, 11th, 15th, and 36th minutes, ensuring the Hunters capitalized on their try-scoring opportunities. Despite the Hunters' strong start, Ipswich Jets refused to go down without a fight. Dry Nature Rao ignited the comeback with a try just before half-time in the 39th minute. The Jets continued to apply pressure in the second half, with Arama Howe crossing the line in the 64th minute. Brandon Roberts and Matthew Lyons further closed the gap with tries in the 76th and 78th minutes, making the final moments of the game intensively competitive. Brandon Roberts played a pivotal role in the Jets' fight back, not only scoring a try, but also successfully converting the 3 goals. The conversions in the 65th minute, 76th minute, and 79th minutes kept the Jets within striking distance, making the Hunters work hard to maintain the lead. Despite the late surge from the Jets, the Hunters' early efforts proved enough to secure the victory. The Hunters' defense held firm in the dying minutes of the game, repelling the Jets' final attacks to clinch the win. The victory was crucial for the Hunters as it propelled them into the top 8 on the Hostplus Cup ladder. Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
This and the sports segment. Over to you, Mary.
Thanks, Tracy. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Papondeta, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Ley, some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, partly cloudy with few showers. New Guinea Islands, Kavieng, few showers. Kokopo, Rabaul and Buka, cloudy periods with few showers. Highlands, Mount Hagen, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy with some showers. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots reaching 34 to 47 knots at times. Solomon Seas, seas moderate with east to southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. And waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Kerama, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 to 4 meters along gale warning areas. And waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to CSA Long Islands to Karkar Island, Seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 3 to 3.5 meters at times. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.